A ruthless CEO publicly humiliates and fires a hardworking single mother, Elena, only for a leaked video of the incident to go viral and spark massive backlash. As support grows for Elena, investigations uncover Richard Harwood's web of fraud, leading to his arrest and the collapse of his empire. Elena wins justice, regains stability for her family, but a mysterious message hints that Richard's dark influence may not be fully gone. Please comment where you are watching us from. It was supposed to be just another Tuesday morning at Harwood and Company. A quiet hum of computers, phones ringing in the distance, and the smell of burnt coffee drifting through the office hallways. But within the next few minutes, everyone in that building would witness a public humiliation so cold, so ruthless, that whispers of it would echo long after. Because on that day, a single mother fighting to keep her family afloat was dragged into the spotlight by her own boss only to be torn apart in front of her coworkers. And what nobody realized at that moment was that this single act of cruelty would set in motion a chain of events that would come back to destroy him in ways he never saw coming. Her name was Elena Torres. A 32-year-old mother of two, Elena had been working tirelessly at Harwood and Company for nearly 5 years. To most, she was just another name on the payroll. But to her children Daniel, age 8, and Sophia, just 5, she was everything. Every late night, every skipped meal, every overtime hour. Elena poured herself into this job, not because she loved it, but because she had no choice. After her husband walked out 2 years earlier, this paycheck was the only thing keeping her children fed, clothed, and sheltered. And up until that fateful morning, Elena believed that her dedication and her quiet sacrifices would be recognized. Maybe, just maybe, her boss would see her loyalty and hard work. But she couldn't have been more wrong. His name was Richard Harwood, the kind of man who smiled with his teeth, but never his eyes. A man whose corner office wasn't just a space, it was a throne. To Richard, employees weren't people. They were disposable tools, replaceable the moment they broke down or hesitated. And Elena had unknowingly placed herself in his crosshairs. It started with a mistake. The previous week, Elena had been late submitting a project, not because she was careless, but because her daughter Sophia had spiked a fever in the middle of the night. Elena had stayed awake, cradling her child, whispering lullabies until dawn. By the time she finally made it to the office, she was already behind. And Richard noticed. Instead of compassion, instead of even a quiet conversation, he bided his time. He waited for the perfect opportunity to strike. And on Tuesday morning, he found it. The office had gathered for the weekly staff meeting. Dozens of employees sat in neat rows of chairs, notebooks open, pens in hand. Elena sat quietly at the edge of the room, exhaustion heavy in her eyes. Richard stood at the front, commanding the room with his usual arrogance. He spoke about numbers, about efficiency, about how only the strongest workers deserved a place at Harwood and Company. Then his voice sharp as glass, he called out a name. Elena Torres. The room fell silent. Richard's words were calculated, cruel. He announced her missed deadline, framed her as lazy and incompetent, and stripped her dignity away one sentence at a time. His voice boomed, each syllable cutting deeper, until finally, before dozens of shocked coworkers, he declared, "You're fired. Effective immediately." The room gasped. Some employees shifted uncomfortably in their chairs. Others stared down at their notes, unable to meet Elena's eyes. And Elena? She froze. Her throat tightened, her heart pounding. The humiliation washed over her like ice water. She wanted to scream, to defend herself, to explain that her child had been sick. But the words wouldn't come. Tears blurred her vision as she gathered her things and walked out of that office for the last time. What Richard didn't know was that his cruelty had not gone unnoticed. A few employees, horrified by what they had witnessed, began to talk. First in hushed whispers by the water cooler, then in private group chats. Somebody had even recorded the entire meeting on their phone. Every cruel word, every cutting remark, every ounce of humiliation. And soon, that recording would find its way outside the walls of Harwood and Company. But this was only the beginning, because while Elena struggled to pick up the pieces of her shattered life, Richard's own carefully crafted world was about to crumble, and the first crack in his empire was about to spread faster than he could control. What happened after that recording leak would shock the entire company and reveal a secret about Richard Harwood that no one, not even Elena, was prepared for. Wait and see what happened in part 2. Thanks for watching.